10,
9, 8,
7,
6,
3, 2,
1.
0.
Hello, hello, hello. One and all, it's good to see you in game today. I have an exciting game for you. I know you're all ready and waiting for it. I'm everybody's favorite caster and commentator, though a little bit off the record. I have not been casting and commentating as often recently as I normally do. I know. For shame on me, Notgollum, for not kicking it up into higher gear sooner. But what a match to jump into today. Southern Cross versus PHNX. Dasher tier match, certainly to be talked about for days to come. Across the pond over in Australia is Southern Cross, so far with Rapscallion and Digit Blob. Soon more to come. Digit Blob over on PHNX, of course. We're waiting for a few others. I believe Rembrandt's probably going to be in this game. I'm not sure who else Southern Cross is going to be bringing to the table. It better be good, though, because PHNX is one of the top teams in Dasher for this season, to be sure. So far, we got a Brackers and Digit Blob, still waiting to see more at this time, and staring at the wall in the meantime is Rapscallion, while he presumably gets his team in order into lobby here. We've also got Axion, so far jumped into the lobby, getting a headshot by a Brackers. Yeah, but regardless, it's going to be an exciting game today since we are in Cycle 3. Of course, that means we're going to start off with Abyss and then be jumping into Volcano right after. If it comes down to it, we will be getting a double control point since we will be playing on both the Sydney and an American server. I'm not sure what the preferred server for PHNX is. Not off the dome, at least. Probably New York or Dallas. Most teams are. But so far, we've got Satan Slayer, who I believe is EU for Southern Cross. So that's interesting development there. And then, of course, Mr. Soap playing for the east side of Eurasia. I guess Australia is technically its own continent, really, isn't it? And Mr. Soap's not even from Australia, but you know, it's all the same area there. We love to generalize, especially with its when it's with people you know. Still waiting for the other people on PHNX to be hopping into the lobby thus far, but in the meantime, I'm going to be checking in on this poll we've got here, possibly, maybe. We've got a little bit of a question and answer. Who you think is going to be reaching what percent as we make it in through this game? How far do you think Southern Cross is going to make it? How far do you think PHNX is going to make it on Abyss? Because Abyss has a very difficult checkpoint. I would argue probably the second most difficult pre-checkpoint. I'm the main character. Thank you, Scar. Second most difficult 3 checkpoint out of the 3 payload maps, but definitely the most difficult post checkpoint. As far as trying to reach 100% goes, Canyon probably the most difficult pre-check for blue, at least. It's difficult to make it there, but the percentage-wise on Canyon, it's all the way at like 50%. 51%, I think, is actually when you break the checkpoint. But on Abyss, it's super low. We're in the like 30s as far as where the checkpoint is percentage-wise, and then you have a ton of ground you need to make up in a short amount of time. And just because the checkpoint's at a low percent doesn't mean it's easy. Obviously, everybody's playing the same map, so they all have the same opportunity and difficulty as far as percentage gains go, but they are very different checkpoint strengths and weaknesses between the different payload maps, and Abyss is a map all on its own. A lot of people like it, me included, and a lot of people hate it for that reason, that the pre-checkpoint is such a low percentage, but still so difficult to make. It's still a long way, because Abyss is a war of attrition and especially it's on. I think of the three payloads, it's blue team's map to lose more than it's red team's to win. Both teams are playing to win, obviously, but blue team has a lot of opportunities early on where we're starting to get into the weeds of it. It's my opinion, but pushing the cart, you need to have multiple people on it for the cart to go faster in those earlier areas, both because it's such a long map, and so the spawns are very far apart. It takes a long time for enemy reinforcements to come back to you. And when you get to the later parts, close to the checkpoint, and start reaching that straightaway towards the 100% mark after the checkpoint, your cart's going to get held up a lot, and you want as much time as possible to give that final stretch, even though it's super short, because red team has a lot of defensive options available to them, and a lot of ways they can cut off the faster routes that blue can take. So cart stacking early, when you can manage it, is crucial. But more than pre-checkpoint, probably post-checkpoint, there's a long straightaway. You got to be stacking that cart if you can. And I think whichever team, assuming both make it through checkpoint, makes the best use of their time going through those straightaways is going to come out on top here, or at least have a huge advantage in their favor. Then got .com in for Phoenix as well, and I'm not gonna belabor the point, and I'm not gonna lie to y'all. This is gonna be a tough game for Southern Cross to try and take. Their odds are stacked against them, to say the least. They do not have the server chosen here. In fact, I think whether Phoenix chose the server for payload or Southern Cross let them choose the server for payload and they chose domination. Either way, I think this is a strategic choice, because the next map, the domination map, is going to be on a Sydney server, and right now we're on an American ping since I'm in the US. And Phoenix, personally, I think they're a very strong team. They're a top tier team, so they have to be good in either map. But payload, they're going to do much better in comparatively than domination. If there's any map that Southern Cross could take between payload and domination I think is their best bet. This is going to be a hugely uphill battle for Southern Cross. There's some I'm leaving opportunities for surprises. Mr. Soap's a pretty solid player, Universal as well. Rapscallion's a fantastic Rocketeer as well. Axion, Satan Slayer, very good within their own right. Satan Slayer, especially this season, has been impressing me with some of the clips that she's been sharing. She's been practicing a lot recently. Axion's always been pretty solid and with their awareness of the game, and has been around for quite a while. So there's some chance, but it's not going to be pretty, especially if Phoenix starts to bring a couple more of their top rostered players, top skilled rostered players. They're still missing two of their players, though. We got to be waiting and seeing who's going to be hopping in here. But until then, everybody go ahead and leave a guess. How far do you think each team is going to make it? I think I mentioned this earlier. I really am curious to see what y'all in the comments have expectations wise for how far do you think Phoenix is going to make it, and if you think they make it to 100, what time do you think is going to be left, and how far do you think Southern Cross is going to make it? Are they going to make it through the checkpoint, pre-checkpoint? Do you think they'll make it to 100 even? I mean, could be. There's some potential there. It's just going to be a difficult battle, like I mentioned. And we also got that pre-start timer going. Once it hits 15 minutes after scheduled start time, if Phoenix doesn't have all 5 players in, that's going to be, there's going to be an opportunity for Southern Cross to claim a forfeit for this first map. That's I mean, them's the rules. You schedule the start time. I don't think Phoenix is going to hit that point, though. I mean, they're a pretty experienced team. I'm sure they're going to hop in here shortly, since we've just got a few minutes left. Let's go ahead and look at a couple of these gifts while we're at it. First up, obviously, is going to be a like, comment, and subscribe. These gifts are made by Silliest Goose, who has been an amazing addition to the casting and commentary and overall production side of Dash League. So I really appreciate all their contributions here. And let that be a reminder that liking, commenting, and subscribing is going to help spread awareness for this league that we all know and love so much. Cream hopping into the lobby for Phoenix. Love to see it. And what else we got? Sudden death? What's that look like? I'm discovering what a lot of these are as I go through them. I don't know if I'm going to use all or even most of them. I gotta set them to like hotkeys or something if I want that to happen. But there's a couple. Self-destruction too. Skull across. Oh, words fall away. Love that. What else we got? Oh, I think we might end up seeing one of these here. Team wipe. Quality hold. What's that? Now you got some color coordination too between the red and blue. That's nice. Magic bullet. Pew. Oh, this is some good stuff. Ping. Wow. Wow. I should have been using that in a different match. Ah. Man, let him cook. What's this? Let him cook. Okay, I guess we're going to be letting him cook. And regardless, I don't want to get too distracted and give away too many of those nice little gifts that we'll be using some of in the match. Let's take a look at the comments here. Nobody has any guesses for percent? Come on, guys. You can give me at least one person guessing how far it's going to go. I really am curious to see what the commenters, the viewers, have to say about this. It also should be said that if Phoenix does forfeit this first map... Oh, no. They got their 5th player, man with the perm. Oh, man, just in time. Yeah, I was going to say, if they do forfeit this first map, there's still the chance for the second map and for the control point. But man with the perm, cutting it close. I hope they're nice and warmed up and ready. Southern Cross certainly is taking this seriously. They know what game is in store for them. There we go. We got Cream as well. .com, Digit Blob, Abrackers, man with the perm. And here we go. We got the fist bump in the middle. I think despite the last minute addition of that man with the perm Phoenix player, they are good to go on time. So we've got a game here, y'all. Let's go ahead and change this. There we go, on the bottom. Good. And I'm also realizing there's no sound. Let me give you some sound. Let me know if for some reason this is too loud. I can change it at any time, but I think this is about the volume that we want the game at. Okay. And I'll go ahead and hang out here with the drone. Let them know that we're good to get started. Southern Cross versus Phoenix, map 1. Abyss. Let's get it going.
Prepare to start.
We'll go ahead and take a look at the openers here. Starting with Uni. Since it is Southern Cross on defense here, I think they're expecting to try and let Phoenix set the benchmark. Hopefully even banking on them being a little bit not warmed up properly as a team and as individuals, since a lot of these players individually are very high skill, but this is some pretty last minute joining here, so it remains to be seen whether or not they're going to be on their top performance. So far, Digit Blob and .com and Abrackers all going down. Uni gets health back. The cart not stopped at all, despite some of these decent winning 2v1 fights. But Phoenix is just not letting Southern Cross approach. Good kill by Satan Slayer there, but does get Revenge killed. Hopping in. Good kill by Axion as well. And there's a setting that I'm going to change real quick. On dead switch to teammate. Out of there. Off. We want to be watching some of this cart movement here by Abrackers. Good cart riding. And good protection by man with a perm. See, it's interesting. A lot of... uh-oh, there's nobody on the cart. What's going on? What happened to Abrakas? Man with a perm now following up. Almost getting taken out. Very low health. And .com was going to disrupt. Satan Slayer rightly punished that, though. And the cart is starting to enter the water room, making a very solid pace. So I was saying, a lot of these fights on the periphery, in the back rooms and out of sight of the cart, have been pretty even overall. Phoenix winning them a little bit more often than not, but none of the fights have been happening around the cart. Southern Cross is really struggling to properly approach that objective, and the screening by Phoenix, for the most part, is fantastic. Uni did manage to get behind and is living on that objective, forcing Cream to fight up close and personal. The rest of Southern Cross starting to close in. Axion does get a kill there, and now is getting ready to hop on that high rail. Good kill there, but double stacking on cart, and it's still not consistently stopped. Abrackers with that shock is also putting in a lot of work. You do have to remember that Southern Cross is also playing this game at a pretty high ping, or at least 3 out of 5 of them are. Phoenix keeping control of that flank room. Rapscallion takes himself out, and now there is just an Abrackers on cart all alone. The next person to intercept him is Satan Slayer, who goes all the way behind. Unexpected. I'm sure Abrackers was not ready for that. And then the follow-up by Mr. Soap. That was a pretty solid decision-making there, and the cart has been stopped. About 3 minutes 30. Still pretty decent pace for Phoenix, all things considered. But Mr. Soap in the back lines here, trying to draw fire and attention away from that objective, which Phoenix so far has been able to push pretty consistently. Good kill on Abrackers there. That's the main cart rider for Phoenix, as we've been seeing. But Digit Blob does take out that disruptor finally and kills Satan Slayer. I think it's going to be some cart movement soon. There we go. Some cart movement here. Digit Blob gets the health. Now in the flank. Takes out Axion as well, and Mr. Soap. Now solo cart riding with just his buddy behind him, Cream. Tries to get that kill on the cart, but then kills himself on the cart. That was not the kill on the cart that he was looking for. 2 minutes 40 seconds. Phoenix is flying up this hill, but still not quite as fast as they could be, and Rap takes out 2 of them. Is he going to get that rocket? Yes, he is. But he's going to be leaving that flank alone. I'm interested to see some of this Rapscallion rocketeering. He is one of the better rocketeers in the league, I do have to say, but I don't know about this tomahawking. Maybe he's trying not to give away his position, but regardless, with players like Cream jumping out of thin air, materializing just to destroy you from a distance, it's going to be difficult to survive as a rocketeer anywhere, except far, far away from the cart. Rockets are taken up once again, and that was a good defensive flanking maneuver out of Mr. Soap. Digit Blob taken out. .com now in the flank, following up on his teammate who is riding that cart. Does get on. Out of bullets, though. Just enough to kill Uni after reloading, and Abrackers with the shock. I expect possibly one more kill there, yeah, on a distracted Rapscallion. It seems like Southern Cross, their strategy for retaking the objective here is to have their first player not hit the cart straight away, but actually jump past it and hit the reinforcements, which is really interesting. I think as far as the scoreboards go, Phoenix overall is out-killing Southern Cross pretty decently, mostly because of Cream with 21 and 14, but even still, that strategy seems to be slowing things down decently, considering what a consistent push Phoenix had in the early stages of this map. But Cream looking for anybody in the world, and he gets found out first. Rapscallion takes the dash, goes for a hit on the cart, gets man with a perm, unexpected, and takes out Abrackers as well. I'm sure he was not ready for that mid-dash kill, and now it's Cream solo on the cart, backs up, and lets his teammates ride the objective instead. Southern Cross pushing in one at a time, is eating up a little bit of time here, but overall, not really stopping the objective that much, which is kind of what you expect. I would like to see Southern Cross pushing in together a little bit more often. It's going to be difficult for them to win 1v1s, especially considering this ping difference that they have to deal with. Good flank watching out of Digit Blob, and meanwhile the cart is flying forward, because of a Brackers.com now moving in to take out those rockets, takes out Rapscallion, goes for one more. That's a Satan Slayer, and that's a full wipe on Southern Cross. .com is trying to keep this flanking position, but I think he's been spotted. Axion does take him out. No! He kills himself? That doesn't make any sense. He must have grabbed the rocket so that Axion couldn't get it. Or Satan Slayer, I can't remember who it was. But now Rap has double rockets, takes out a Brackers, and nobody's around that cart. .com was just looking for those rockets instead. Is getting ready to flank Mr. Soap. Is Mr. Soap aware? No! No call out there from his teammate. And he gets shot from behind. PHNX has control of the cart once again. A little bit of time has been eaten up here, but so far PHNX is making a stellar pace, especially with double kills like that. There's not going to be a whole lot of pressure on the objective here. Man with a perm now repositioning to try and prevent the cart from being hit from the right side, but the cart's already been wiped. Satan Slayer not prepared for that fight with Digit Blob. Teammate does try to take them out, and all of Southern Cross is in front of that cart except for Mr. Soap, who was flanking behind it. Almost got the kill on, what is that, a Brackers currently riding. Did not quite finish him off though. Digit Blob takes the health. Yes, a Brackers is one tap there, but the screening by his teammates is phenomenal. He is not having to take all that many fights, so it barely even matters that he's one tap. Satan Slayer, though, jumping in, eating up a little bit of time there, takes out Digit Blob as well. I don't know about that that cart riding, though. It didn't really need to happen when all it was... Well, I say when it was only .com you had to deal with. It's .com. I mean, he's a very good player, but it's just one guy. And now the rest of PHNX is following up here with a double stack, and 3 of them left alive. A full team wipe on Southern Cross once again. 4 minutes left at 75%. That is well on their way to 100% pace, but this is where the going really gets tough for blue team. You are so close to Southern Cross's spawn, to the red team's spawn, and it's very easy for them to leave their own spawn to grab rockets right away, get shocks as well. As long as .com doesn't kill 2 of your teammates straight up, you should be able to retake the cart fairly easily compared to how the rest of the map has been. I also like a lot of this flanking maneuver out of Mr. Soap. It's pulling the attention of PHNX in unexpected directions. They're just not ready for it all that often. And this accuracy and, very importantly, the fire rate out of Mr. Soap has been pretty solid thus far. Man with the perm does get a kill there, but Uni ends his streak, and now Southern Cross is starting to take ground once again. .com takes out the rockets, though. Is anybody on Southern Cross going to follow up on the objective? There's 2 players on there. Soon to be a 3rd, 4th, and 5th as they make their way up the main rail. The cart does get wiped, but there's 3 PHNX players together, and Southern Cross barely has time to breathe after recovering that cart from that .com disruption. .com in the back lines once again kills the rockets once again, or at least is looking for them. Uni was taken out, and now he's trying to chase. Does not get the kill he desired, though. Now Satan Slayer jumping on the cart. I do like the cart riding here. This is a good time for it on the map when your spawn is so close by, and every push. Oh my gosh, good shard shot, headshot, taking out .com. He was tearing up Southern Cross's backline, so taking out .com is going to give Southern Cross a chance to possibly take some ground back instead of letting PHNX group up in this water room for free. That said, PHNX has actually not been grouping up that much, and they're really starting to finally get punished for it. And just as I say that, a good amount of cart movement out of Man with the Perm. Mr. Soap trying to get into a position to pull attention away from the front lines. Cream does eventually chase him out, but had to use up a couple dashes to do so. Looking for those rockets is going to be Man with the Perm once again. No, he's getting pushed back by Uni and grouping up with his teammates. This is a full group up out of PHNX. They realize their momentum has been slowed down, and now it is just Rapscallion holding down the fort, trying to prevent getting killed by .com, who does take him out in the end. I don't think Southern Cross was aware that he was one tap, though, so he took a couple seconds to die, and now a double stack on the objective. Rapscallion is back with the rockets once again, but how are they going to contend with .com in the flank? He's moving up, he's getting ready to take that dash and take out those rockets. He takes out Mr. Soap. Hopefully Mr. Soap called that out. He looks for those rockets. He does not quite secure the kill, but the rockets aren't watching that cart. In the meantime, .com hops on. Uni gets a kill there. Rapscallion has been taken out. That's 4 players on Southern Cross, fully wiped. And Satan Slayer's cart stacking saves a little bit of forward pushing. 1 minute left. You can see just how difficult it is for blue team to get really solid pushes here because of where the spawn doors are for the team in red. And I like some of this forward pushing, despite how much PHNX has been dominating so far in this map. You can't be cowed. You really need to have a bit more of a forward defense, especially against teams stronger than you, because as long as you do it in a somewhat coordinated fashion and just pull attention, that always eats up time and is always going to be better for you than just waiting behind passively and letting the opponents group up for free, move forward relatively free. And that's exactly what Southern Cross is trying to do. They only really go on the in-base defensive when they have no other options, no dashes, and no players left alive. .com still trying to look for those rockets and getting ready to go for the overtime. Does he have any teammates around? He misses the overtime and he gets taken out. PHNX is held at 93%. Very well done defense out of Southern Cross, that aggressive defense and pulling attention away from PHNX, despite not being able to get full control of the water room back at any point in the map, really helped them out. That is going to be a difficult percentage to contend with, though. Southern Cross on the offensive. Let's take a look at PHNX's setup here. Cream here in the health house. I assume Digit Blob is going to leave as soon as he grabs that dash. .com way back. Presumably going to be with rockets. And Man with a Perm going to be holding down long sightlines. No rockets for .com. Shotguns for .com. That is 3, soon to be 4 PHNX players down. Just the cart rider left alive, and Abrackers tearing things up with the shocks. This is already a difficult stop for Southern Cross. If you remember, PHNX, up until nearly the top of the hill, were basically unstoppable. There was no real stopping them at any point in the map. Good dancing around .com, though, by Universal. And now, Southern Cross has control of the map? What? It's just Cream in the back lines. I don't know if Southern Cross is quite aware of it, but they are double stacking like their life depends on it. And it certainly does. Cream trying to win this fight, does get 1, does get 2, but there's a 3rd left alive. This coordination out of Southern Cross and trying to keep that objective moving is really working out for them in unexpected ways. I'm pleasantly surprised here. I think they need to be double stacking even more, though. I like this forward disruption out of Rapscallion, trying to force players like that shield user. For PHNX, out of position, and does kill Abrackers as well. Gets a 3-kill streak for Rapscallion, and the cart is stacking. He did indeed call that out. The rest of his team is aware of it, and now he's moving up. He's looking for more. No, I think he's looking to punish any over-eager PHNX players. The cart does get wiped because of a good play by Cream and Mr. Soap. Looking for that 2nd kill, takes out Abrackers. Now, Mr. Soap on a 3-kill streak there. A little bit of a fight in the alley. I don't know about leaving that cart, but he did have a teammate following up. And, you know, Southern Cross is making a significantly slower time than PHNX, but still not as slow as it could be. Because of that double stacking, that focus on the objective, and importantly, the fact that PHNX keeps streaming in 1, maybe 2 at a time, whereas a lot of the time Southern Cross is fully together. It's really hurting PHNX here thus far, and working into Southern Cross's favor. A lot of them grouped up and ready to push together. A couple of them did die just moments ago, but Mr. Soap is trying to force back any possible rockets, and thus far PHNX is not seeming to want to use any. .com also, you can see in the bottom right, is in the back lines there, but all of Southern Cross died together, and now they're moving forward together. I think Axion is possibly expecting that 1 shock user, or just trying to use dashes to skip past the objective. 2 kills, though. Well worth the time waiting for Southern Cross to push forward. That push is completely stopped because of that double kill by Abrackers. despite him being taken out as a result. Southern Cross still somewhat on pace to make it through checkpoint, but it is looking more and more difficult by the moment. A little bit of a fight here around the cart. Uni was trying to force Cream a little bit further back, hopefully, but Cream getting 2 kills there and allowing Digit Blob to flank on that cart is going to stop that push in its tracks. Uni gets 1 kill, but now Man with a Perm is going to be stepping up with those rockets. A little bit of cart stacking out of Abrackers as well. Axion does punish that from a far, far distance and goes for the kill there on .com, who does survive with the double shotguns, grabs the health at just the perfect moment as well, but the cart is moving as a result of Uni stacking with his teammate Rapscallion, who's looking for those rockets, trying to force them back. Somebody, anybody, force those rockets back, and they are around the corner. Where is .com during this whole fight? He must have died sometime in the flank, and now he's going for that flank once again, trying to slow things up, but that was a pretty good push out of Southern Cross. I gotta say, if they time this group up well, they can leave .com in the dust, which looks like they were trying to do, but they ended up killing .com anyways. And now Cream is going to be holding down the flank here, since a lot of the Southern Cross players have been able to make it through. Here we go. Here's the group push out of Southern Cross. That's 1 down for Phoenix, 1 down for Southern Cross. Now 2, 3 down for Southern Cross. A full team wipe for Southern Cross. Phoenix wins that fight. Almost a minute only left on the clock. And I think after that team fight, Phoenix is going to start gaining a little bit more confidence, which is actually going to work to the detriment of Southern Cross, in my opinion, unless they can sneak out some cart time. Oh no, lots of Phoenix players in the flank. Does get 1 kill on Mr. Soap, and another kill there on Rapscallion, but there's always that third Southern Cross player. Cream wins the fight against Satan Slayer as well, and only a little bit of cart movement by Southern Cross. Axion desperately trying to dance around it. That was a pretty good opportunity for Southern Cross there because of that flank move, those 2 Phoenix players in the flank, but now that flank presence is actually going to start working in Phoenix's favor. Cream tries to get that kill. Good shock usage out of Mr. Soap and Axion. Last one left alive on the objective. Teammates following up. Uni trying to guarantee this checkpoint. Southern Cross desperately flooding in, but Phoenix just barely wins that fight. 15 seconds left on the clock. Southern Cross only has 1 push left, and Man with a Perm is trying to ruin it. Mr. Soap taken out. No double shocks for Southern Cross. Uni tried to play for time, but they are desperately flooding in, and no overtime. Overtime for Southern Cross! That last player hid behind bodies, but there's going to be no overtime push through the checkpoint. Phoenix pre-checkpoints Southern Cross, but only just barely. Southern Cross was on the cusp of making it through that checkpoint. Let's go ahead and take a look here at the scoreboards. Phoenix, 93%, Southern Cross, 33%. Top killing and top scoring for Phoenix is going to be .com, 73 kills, 46 deaths, 8,000 score, 8,200. Over on Southern Cross, Mr. Soap, 55 kills, 46 deaths, 6,000 score, nearly even to the number. Very well done. And I look forward to the next map, which is going to be on Sydney. So I will be right with you. I'm going to go ahead to the waiting screen, and we will be in the next server shortly. I'll see you all there. And welcome back, everybody. we are now in our second map, which, as you can see on your screen, is going to be Volcano for today. And we are, of course, on Abyss. You can see here by the 180 ping that I have, but it's going to be a lot better ping for Southern Cross, and a lot of these East Coasters that PHNX is going to be bringing in are going to have a little bit more of a difficult time with the ping. Hopefully they are well adjusted enough. A lot of times, even in the top tiers, it can be difficult suddenly switching from one server to another unless you practice ahead of time to prepare for that sudden difference, because it really changes how you play. You can play either. It is overall, I think, worse to play a higher ping. I think that's pretty objective. But as long as the whole team you're playing against and with each have pretty even ping to each of their own teammates, you can adapt. You can adapt. You won't play quite as good as you could on a better ping, but you can adapt, and Southern Cross is a testament to that, playing on that higher ping in the last match. Now, with the advantage here for Volcano, if they really have their strategy and their plays locked in for this map, there is potential here. But once again, this is PHNX we're talking about. This is going to be a hugely uphill battle. And I wouldn't count your chickens before they've hatched. We've got all 5 players from both teams in, though. For Southern Cross, it is going to be Rapscallion, Universal, Axion, Mr. Soap, and Rembrandt. Over on PHNX, we have .com Cream, Smod coming back into Dash League, Man with a Perm, and Hello. What an exciting last map, though. That was so close for Southern Cross, making it through that checkpoint. They were playing so well. And PHNX is one of the top teams in the entire league. I'm really impressed with how Southern Cross did on that last map. And so I'm very much looking forward to map 2 here. It looks like a lot of you in the comments are excited as well. That's good to see. Good to hear. Okay. So, Volcano. Let's talk about Volcano. Volcano is, I harp on this every time because I think it's really true. And every player feels it, and it strongly determines whether or not a player likes the map Volcano or not compared to the other domination. But it is pretty different. If you put Waterway, Quarry, and Volcano on a sliding scale just of how far away you are from any button when you respawn, Volcano's on the furthest end. I'd say Waterway's on the closest end. Waterway at least is the fastest map by far. It's so open and small. Quarry, you can get to seeing your button pretty quickly. But on Volcano, even your home button, I think number of dashes wise is not is comparable to Quarry. But as far as the path you have to take and how much you can see approaching that button, if a countdown has started and you just respawned, it is going to be a tall order for you to get your own button back or to get B. And that really is important in how teams develop their strategies around that this map, if they have any strategy at all. It is keeping in mind how separated all 3 of these buttons are. On Waterway, you can see all 3 buttons from one sightline. The map is so wide open. There's so many rails and open pathways that you can feasibly, as long as you're super inhumanly accurate, can shoot at any button from almost any point in the map and be useful from different buttons, whereas on Quarry, those buttons are pretty separated, but there's only really 2 paths to go through. There's the main path towards B, and there's the tunnel. Well, in the tunnel being the shorter route to get from your home button to the enemy's button. Obviously, you can't help out B, but you can circle back. On Volcano, it is tunnels galore, all over the place. So many different pathways you can take. If you're defending your own button, you have to watch both in front of you on the high side of the button. For those not familiar with the map, you'll see what I'm talking about. Where the dash is, you have to watch the low tunnel that comes from B, and sometimes you have to watch behind you at your own base. Since it's a pretty common strategy once you've taken the control of the B button and wiped all the enemies there, to just move forward and camp your opponent's dash. And if you take that dash, a lot of the times you'll see players go straight towards the opponent's home button and probably start a countdown by that point. And so keeping in mind that opening weakness that you have, it's really important for teams defensively to take that dash and keep it down all the time and make sure that their teammates are aware of when it's being camped so they can assault those people trying to take it from them and not cause chaos. And also to keep in mind where you put your resources in terms of your players and try and balance between the three buttons, which are so heavily disconnected from each other, but still have so many pathways that you can take in order to try and get through to them. They're just visually and distance-wise disconnected, but as far as routes to get to them, you have a lot of options. And they've all three buttons play very differently. If you're defending your own button, it's very different from if you're defending the enemy button versus fighting on B. And we'll end up seeing most fights on B, but trying not to overreact on one button defensively is going to wind up being pretty important here, and we'll see a lot of that during the match. We're going to go ahead and start here. PHNX versus Southern Cross on Volcano. Let's go ahead and watch Notgollum POV. Looks like he's going for hitting home button. He gets it. Grabs that dash too, but you can see the timing there is pretty close. Uni almost got the kill on .com there, which would have let him get the dash and then start tearing things up in PHNX's base. PHNX off to a pretty strong start here, and .com, it looks like, is going to be taking that armor. Maybe? No, he's just going to suicide into the lava. And there we go. Let's cut to another POV on B. Countdown for Red. Southern Cross still working on that countdown. Only 2 players left alive. It was just .com for a moment. .com and Cream now. Southern Cross trying to hold down those buttons, but I think there's going to be a counter on B. No, .com wins that fight. And so the counter was at their own base. Another countdown, but it looks like Smaud is going to be able to end that streak out of Southern Cross, and Smaud seem to be struggling there ping-wise. Rembrandt does get the kill, is waiting for that dash before he hits that button. No, he's going to be jumping straight in, gets the kill on Cream as well, but he's being flanked. Can he win this fight? He takes out Hello, he gets the health. Countdown for Red. Rapscallion wins that fight at home base, but now PHNX has control of B, and after that initial opening, we are into the mid-game. Southern Cross had a pretty strong start here, but PHNX did manage to overcome it and maybe is starting to get used to the ping difference, slowly but surely, and might start bringing this match back into their favor as they get used to the different paths that these Southern Cross players are taking here. Hello does get the kill to be able to move on to Southern Cross's base, grabs that dash as well, takes the base, and is looking for that opposing player who's looking for him. Who is that? Rapscallion hops into the back line, must know where Hello is located. Hello grabs the dash. There was a countdown for PHNX. Countdown for PHNX once again, but Rap with the counter takes out Hello once again. There we go. Countdown for Red Team as well, but PHNX pretty comfortably has control of that B button. Looks like Smaud is considering moving forward to that dash, but overall does not do so. Man, Smaud, I feel very, very bad for your ping difference. You can see he is struggling to hit buttons, let alone get kills, but doing pretty well for himself despite that, with a 2 KD so far on this map. Good kill by Axion as well, takes out Hello. Southern Cross only has control of their own base at the moment, but is contesting for control of B. Smaud just needs one more kill here, and his teammates are starting to follow him up. So there we go. That's going to be control of B in favor of PHNX. Southern Cross, meanwhile, has both of the bases. Countdown for Red Team, and 2 players left on the button. Mr. Soap had armor, but Man with a Perm managed to take out both Mr. Soap and Rapscallion, his teammate, leaving control of B in favor of PHNX. A countdown for PHNX as well, barely getting countered. Only 2 players for Southern Cross left alive, just barely. manages to get control of their base back from Hello. And Rapscallion is desperately looking for Hello, who seems to be hiding around. And now it's a fight and a chase between Rapscallion and Hello. Rapscallion does win that chase. Back to B. Smod fighting once again in the snipe. This seems to be his favorite spot. You can see a whole lot. You can drop down on the button at any time, and you can dive in on players like Axion, who were still ready for him. The armor is for Phoenix. There were 3 Phoenix players alive on this button still. 2 left alive as Rapscallion gives chase, but is out of dash? No, he just missed his dash and he died in the lava. Now Phoenix has pretty much full run of this map and gets a countdown as a result of it. Hello versus Rapscallion once again. Is that Rapscallion? Yes, it is. Hello wins this fight though. Only Rembrandt and Soap left alive, barely countered on B. Now there's 3 Southern Cross players back. Rap wins that fight, gets control of his own button once again, and now we are back in it. It seems like Southern Cross has been struggling to get past .com, who is presumably the one who's been defending this pathway towards Phoenix's base for a while. And that's really hurting Southern Cross. They need to start pulling the attention of Phoenix away towards their own base like Mr. Soap is doing now. 4 Phoenix players on B? Now that's overkill. Southern Cross is not going to be getting that button back until some of those players leave. Man with the perm gets the kill on Uni, who almost won that fight. Man is on half health and well aware of it, just trying to play for time because there's no countdown happening just yet. Rapscallion, meanwhile, winning fights over in... Oh no! Lots of people dying in the lava today. Not a lot of sticky rail usage, on the other hand, which I think would be saving a lot of these players. We see a very heavy presence on B out of Phoenix. Hello? Now, looking for a dash and a countdown for Red. Does just about get countered. I don't know if Rap is ready for a 1v1 against Hello on a different part of the map than he's been used to, though. And what is that? .com skipping past with Rapscallion going back to his own base to chase him. And now Mr. Soap is going to be trying for this 1v1. .com does not get the button hold and does get taken out by Axion. Lots of Southern Cross players at their own base at this moment of time trying to take it back. Mr. Soap moving through this bottom tunnel and trying to pay attention to as much of the action as possible. That's why I'm bouncing between so many different players. But let's take a little bit of a slower look, and I know slow is a relative term, by focusing on one player here at a time. Mr. Soap taken out by Man with the Perm. We're going to be chilling on B for just a little while. And is that Staples? Oh, that's double Staples there. Where did he get those? I don't even know where those are stored on the map, but I guess we'll find out next time Man with the Perm takes them. As Rapscallion does end his little streak and is trying to take B back. I was going to say Phoenix had control of Southern Cross's base earlier. They managed to take it back from the team in blue. And now Phoenix gets a countdown, just about countered by Southern Cross, the team in red, and Smod going for some laggy health. Grabs that health, hides down in this bottom tunnel. You can see there's so many paths in and out of this B button that end up going through to the other buttons, but they are very long pathways. Overall, I'd consider them disconnected just because of the distance. And Phoenix has control of, it looks like has control of Southern Cross's base. And Southern Cross has control of Phoenix's base. Rembrandt is going to be holding down the button here, looking for where Cream is. Oh, but that counter ends his life. If that countdown stayed the whole time, he might have been able to hold that button and eke out a point for Southern Cross. But so far, this has been a pretty even back and forth game. Countdown for Phoenix, and .com with the disruption almost turns that into a point, but now he's out of position to counter Rapscallion, who barely counters that button. .com gets the kill, and there's 3 Southern Cross players left alive. Are any of them going to be able to hit that button? No! It takes too long from a fresh respawn to hit that button without getting a kill. And Phoenix gets the first point. You can see that distance to the button I was talking about on Quarry, on Waterway. That would not be an issue, but on Volcano, you have to plan around it. You have to be ready for a fresh respawn to not quite equal a button unless you have a perfect rollout from your base, even if there's no players there holding the button down. Now Phoenix is putting the pressure on, trying to turn this into a very strong opener, but They're going to lose control of that B button in their pursuit of control of Southern Cross's base. .com tearing things up with double shotgun, moving in and out from the button, gaining some dashes as well. And oh my gosh, a double kill for .com is going to net PHNX control of B, which is the only button they have at this moment in time. He's being chased by Mr. Soap. Mr. Soap taken out by one of .com's teammates, and now Southern Cross is starting to lose a step in terms of their B control. Rembrandt does have the button for now, but .com is still on the prowl with double shotguns. Going to be switching to Southern Cross's base instead, hopefully looking for a free dash. He's banking on no Southern Cross players being at home to defend, and he is absolutely right. Now he's switching back towards B, hitting Mr. Soap in the back. He has the armor as well. Solo clearing B. Only a couple Southern Cross players left in any position to counter anywhere. Rapscallion does get his base back, but Hello and .com. No, that was Man with a Perm on the B button. Hello loses the fight against Mr. Soap. Soap does not get the dash. And PHNX has their own button once again, but Mr. Soap presumably going to move in towards PHNX's base, waiting for a couple more dashes before he does so. I don't know if the timing is going to work out, though, because it's Hello versus Rapscallion. My favorite matchup here. This is a lot of the 1v1s you end up seeing here. Rapscallion going for the resource play here. Gets the counter to force Hello to move out of position and grabs the dash so that Hello can't escape. And gets the kill here. Assists his teammates on B as well. There's only two players. One player for Southern Cross left, or for PHNX left alive, and Southern Cross gets their first point. Smaud not able to counter against the triple B button hold. That was a good switch from his own base by Rapscallion. Fully aware of what these PHNX players have been having in store strategically. It seems like Hello is constantly going to Southern Cross's base, and .com only occasionally. Rapscallion, I love that. Okay, perfect. That is what a perfect or near perfect opening for getting your own button looks like. Just a little bit of sprint at the end will let you hit that button and let you grab that dash. Good kill on Man with a Perm as well. What are they missing? They're missing PHNX's base. They never ended up getting it. Whichever player was assigned to go through .com did not manage to defeat the beast. .com grabs the dash, starts to dash forward, going to help out on B. Countdown for PHNX. 3 Southern Cross players left alive. .com goes for the button hold. Does not net a point though because of a counter. And Southern Cross getting a point. No point for Southern Cross. .com comfortably able to get that kill, but Axion punishes him for dancing around that button at just the right time. Southern Cross has control of B for now, but it is a tentative control at best. Axion grabs some health and has a dash as well. Is going to look for one player before jumping in. Oh, baits Smaud into the low ground. Does not get that kill on Man with a Perm, but that was pretty solid play there. Was going to leave him in the dust and hopefully get a countdown. That is how you count buttons. Uni looking for the... Oh, gets the kill on the button. .com is taken out. And Southern Cross loses control of PHNX's base. Smaud and Hello moving through their own button, but I don't think they're aware Mr. Soap is sneaking through on the low ground. Even Cream has gone through PHNX's base, and Mr. Soap is going to get that hit on the button. Now it's a fight for B once again. No! Smaud turned around and found Soap and hit him while he wasn't looking. That is a huge play for PHNX, as that would be a massive headache for PHNX to try and deal with if Mr. Soap had stayed alive, and instead PHNX has full control of all 3 buttons with a lot of Southern Cross players only freshly respawning and no counter either. Only Mr. Soap left alive. That was a huge kill by .com. Good chase there. Second point for PHNX. 2-1.
Match starts.
See the opener from Mr. Soap here. I'm curious which player on Southern Cross is grabbing that dash on opener and what they're doing with it.
Blue takes C.
Seems like Uni is the one with the dash at this moment in time. Rapscallion did win the fight for their base and is now going to hit PHNX's button, grabs PHNX's dash as well, and is turning all the way around to B. Gets a kill on Hello. He is the everything man. He hits all 3 buttons in the map.
Blue takes C.
Rapscallion did. Sorry for cutting away from Rapscallion as he was doing something exciting. I'm going to just stay on his POV for a moment, but I wanted to highlight that Phoenix has their base back, has multiple players there, and Mr. Soap is trying to sneak in once again. Axion on the defensive does lose that fight to Man with the Perm, who is one tap, and Phoenix manages to counter on B. Countdown for Southern Cross, not going to turn into a point just yet. There's too many Phoenix players left alive in good locations. But this could turn into something if Rembrandt gets a second kill. No, he does not. And now it's Uni versus Cream. Over on B, he is looking around. He finds Uni, but there is one more countdown. Mr. Soap wins that fight there, but only just barely. Now it is the fight for B, as Southern Cross does not have control of Phoenix's base right now. 3 Southern Cross players you can see on the minimap at B. 4 Southern Cross players and 1 going to contest Cream. Cream wins that fight, but he wasn't ready for Rembrandt to follow up. Hits that button. There we go. No countdown going to be for Phoenix anytime soon. Remy trying to get that kill on Cream. Doesn't know where Cream has disappeared off to, though. Cream drops down, gets the kill just in time. That was a very tricky play out of Cream. Very well done. I would have to say that tricky play by Cream pretty much guaranteed that Southern Cross didn't get a point there just now. They would have scored if Cream hadn't broken necks like that. Another countdown for Southern Cross, not going to turn into a point just yet. Cream fighting for his own button, does get it back, grabs that dash as well. He's going to be pushing for the other dash, gets skipped, and goes all the way back to base. Not going to turn into a point though. Cream does get that kill, and Phoenix has control of B. Once again, Cream moving forward. Is on the B button in the sniper. Got shot from somewhere, looking for that person. Axion gets the kill there, but Smod from the low ground. It seems like Smod and Mr. Soap are the low ground players of the match. Always hiding in those tunnels. Axion gets a kill here, but a little bit of wall riding by a sneaky little spider.com allows him to live and get a counter on Southern Cross's base. He moves in for the dash, just in time to grab that dash as well. Countdown for Phoenix, strands those Southern Cross players, but they do get the counter on B. That is huge. They would not have made it to that button if not for that counter on B. Very well done. And definitely Southern Cross is going to be sweating bullets now. Only a couple Phoenix players left alive. Rap does grab that dash, but a pretty secure counter with multiple Phoenix players at their own base is going to mean no point for Southern Cross just yet. Rap is looking either for some more dashes or for some more health, some more anything. Gets taken out by Man with a Perm though. Too much activity at Phoenix's base as they are playing defensive, well aware that there is a Phoenix or Southern Cross player left alive somewhere in this map. Mr. Soap trying to go for survival, gets a hit on the button, not going to turn into a point though, as, oh, both these players are one-shots, both the low ground players. Smaud looking for Mr. Soap. Mr. Soap wins that fight, is not going to be getting a dash anytime soon. I'm not sure if he's aware of it. He does get the health, however, and now is going to be defending his base along with Universal against Hello, wins the fight against Hello. Phoenix has control of 2 buttons at the moment, Southern Cross's base and B. All of those Phoenix players are at B at the moment. Rembrandt gets a kill on Man with a Perm, starts to move in towards B, hits that B button. A countdown for Southern Cross, not going to turn into a point just yet. Smog wins that first fight against Remy and starts to close in, but Man with a Perm following up after he gets killed is keeping the countdown from going. Southern Cross now only control of 2 buttons, their own base and Phoenix's base. Phoenix meanwhile has been pretty consistently able to keep control of B until the opportunity arises to hit both their own base and Southern Cross's base. At this point, Southern Cross is playing on the periphery. Are they going to be able to get the counter? Yes, barely countered. And now it's a matter of whether Uni is going to get this last kill here. No, just a little bit too slow of a route towards his own button means Phoenix gets that 3rd point 3-1 with 7 minutes and 40 seconds left. What an exciting back and forth match, and well played by both teams. But let's take a look at the scoreboards here. Top killing for the entire map is Rapscallion on Southern Cross, also top scoring, 56 kills, 33 deaths, 1600 score. Very well done. Over on Phoenix, however, top killing for them is .com, 55 kills, 1 away, 31 deaths, 15,000 score. Matching him in score by only 2 points less or fewer is Smod. 2 score less. That was a very, very close match there, but that is going to be the end of things. Phoenix overall wins this match, and what a match that was. Thank you all for coming. Don't forget, of course, to like, comment, and subscribe, and I look forward to seeing you all in the next one. Thank you, everybody.